4 o'clock hour loaded up, and we start with Elinus Noel III, young man from Texas Southern, defensive lineman who committed to Baylor, among 3 overall players who committed yesterday evening to Dave Aranda and company. Elinus with us with Paul Catalina, Craig Smoak, and David Smoak. Elinus, thanks for your time. So give me your thoughts or your reflection and all that you learned over the weekend and eventually the decision to commit to Dave Aranda.
My decision was based off of, who was going to treat me the best, who was going to see me as a number and seeing me as a person. And that's what Coach Aranda talked about us heavily. Like, he sees us players as people, to get to know us and we're one as a family. So, having that conversation with Coach Aranda, it was big because, that's what I was looking for.
Elinus, you jump up from Texas Southern into Baylor. Did you feel in your first wave of recruitment that you were missed, and how much better of a player did you become at Texas Southern?
Yes, sir. I definitely did feel like my opportunity was messed up and out of high school because of the big pandemic that happened behind COVID-19. Camps, offers, visits, all were taken away from that 21 class because they gave guys an extra year of football. So, I ended up having to start my career off at Nicholls State, which was a blessing. Played 2 seasons there, which built my character up to transfer here to Texas Southern. And had a really great season here at Texas Southern and gave me the opportunity to, transfer again and were able to get these Power 5 offers and make a wonderful decision to stay in Waco, Texas.
Elinus, I think that sometimes we all just kind of move on from COVID and everything that happened back then, and we all just kind of, hurried to get back to normal. But we sometimes forget just what a mess that was for people like yourself going through that time period and trying to deal with getting to a college and getting attention, all that. Just what was that time period like, and how did it help form who you are here a few years later?
Oh, so it definitely was, a drive. It was some hard work put into it. During that COVID lockdown, because there were no more visits and camps and stuff like that. We was forced to go to parks and make videos and stuff to send out to coaches. I remember coaches asking me to take a picture next to a door frame just to see how tall I was, to send pictures of inches of my hands and stuff like that. So yeah, it was definitely a tough process. And then at that scholarship, it wasn't a lot of scholarship money around. That's why I said it was a blessing to even get into Nicholls State, because I know a lot of guys that missed the opportunity just to get in college football behind the COVID protocol. So yeah, it was definitely tough, and it definitely shows in work ethic to make it and make it where I'm at now.
Nicholls State,
glory to God.
Nicholls State, Texas Southern, now Baylor. What would you say have the last 4 or so years been like with all of what's changed with COVID, with the transfer portal, with NIL, with the all of that has just been all at one time?
So I think NIL was a great opportunity for guys. It really helps us because college football is basically like a job, and anybody can vouch for me on that play college football or that's in the program. It's a lot. So with those changes, I'm all for it. When it came to COVID, that's out of my hand. Nobody seen that coming.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we just did what was best. So, I don't have any grudges behind it. COVID is part of me and what made me who I am today. So, you can't really talk too much about the past, because the past is the past. You know what I'm saying?
Baylor desperately, and I don't know, that may not be the right word, but there's a reason why you were on campus. They need a big body inside. What did they tell you about all that?
They run a 3-4 defense, which is a defense that I've been in for many years. That my film showed that I was very comfortable with. So I plan on coming in and just being there with the guys, having that driven base to win. I came here to win, and talking to the other guys on the team, I know everybody else wants to win, so I feel like it's going to be a perfect fit.
Is it, even though I know it's annoying, is it an honor to be double teamed?
Yes, it is very honored to be double teamed, because that just tells me that I'm a key player in the defense, or a guy that needs to be blocked. And with that, especially with the defense that we're running, if I'm getting double teamed, that means we're leaving the linebacker wide open. So it is an honor. Getting one-on-ones is very disrespectful. So we don't take that lightly.
Richard Carr Motors, Baylor Bear Hotline, Baylor's Elinus Noel III, who's now with us, transferring in from Texas Southern to play for Dave Aranda.
Elinus, you're from a great football state there in Louisiana, maybe pound for pound the best state in the country for talent. But how did your football journey start? Who put the ball in your hands, so to speak, and how'd you get into the game to begin with?
All that glory goes to my dad. My dad was a big aspiration to me. He played football, so he taught me everything he knew. I started playing football at 5 years old, and it really started from there. Playing park ball with your friends. You get to find the love in the game, and from that time, I just got better and better. And as a kid, when you're getting shown love behind something that you like to do, I just felt like I could take it further than where I was at, and that's kind of what I did. So started in Homer, Louisiana, with the Village Seminoles. From then, I played travel ball with the Homer Hawks, and after that, I was able to play at John Curtis, starting from the 8th grade. I started high school ball for John Curtis my sophomore year, but I played for them from 8th grade to 12th grade. After I graduated from high school, went to play for Nichols for 2 seasons, and then transferred from there with the Texas Southern, and now I'm here.
All right, so you mentioned John Curtis. They only have 28 state championships in Louisiana. So is that in your blood? I know you got a piece of one of those too when you played there. I bet almost everybody, by the time they take 4 years at John Curtis, gets a chance to win a state title.
Yes, sir. It's not too many classes that don't have a ring when it comes to John Curtis. John Curtis is a powerhouse coming out of Louisiana, and that's a big name, and I'm glad that I'm connected to that name, because it speaks character. Anybody knows that if you come out of John Curtis, you're gonna get a hard-working player that do what's right. Well coached, disciplined. So being connected to that name is great. I know you've seen he has the most high school wins and high school history. So that's a great resume. He's connected to so many people, so many different coaches. So it was a blessing being coached by a great man like that.
So how much or when did you learn the connection between Baylor strength and conditioning coach Vic Valoria, who is a John Curtis High School graduate? I know it's been a long time for him. He'll hate me when I say that. But did you know that connection? Is that kind of also what brought you guys together?
So yes, I did know about that connection, but I never knew the strength conditioning coach. So, once I finally met him in person, I did tell him that I knew about him. But it's a lot of other coaches that's also connected with me as well. It not necessarily with the John Curtis situation, but just knowing other coaches that coach me as well. So that whole program has good words out of me.
All right, you're from New Orleans. You build us your perfect Cajun meal.
Okay. If I had to build you perfect Cajun meal, I'll give you my favorite meal.
Okay.
I say the perfect Cajun meal from New Orleans hands down crawfish. A crawfish boil, you got crawfish, potatoes, corn, turkey neck. A regular crawfish boil. But my favorite meal personally would be my mama's baked macaroni with my dad's honey baked ham and stuffed bell peppers.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that how you?
It's a feast. It'll put you up. It'll put you up for sure.
Is that what turned you into a nose tackle? All of that right there?
Hey man, yeah. It'll turn me a little bit more than a nose tackle. I gotta work that. I gotta work that off after I eat that. Yeah.
Well, that's what Vic Valoria's there for now, right? The rest of the offseason when you arrive on campus. So you were here. What is your schedule to come back to Waco? When do you get back here?
So that information I don't know exactly. It's either going to be the beginning of June or the end of May.
Okay.
But I don't have all that information just yet.
Well, what was the story or something in particular other than just talking about coming to play at Baylor with the staff or other players? I know that they also picked up Evans, who's coming in from Western Kentucky, an edge rusher. Obviously, Snacks Johnson, who played at Baylor, went to Arkansas. He made the decision last night. Did you guys, as a threesome, bond much, or what was your favorite time in Waco, Texas?
I say my favorite time in Waco, Texas was just to probably meeting everybody, talking to all the coaches, seeing how they feel about me and how I was going to fit in the defense. That was my favorite because that was the most important to me. Coming from where I came from, I already knew going into this visit, everything was going to be better than where I came from. When it comes down to what they had, the resources, the facilities, all that, I already expected that it was going to be better than where I came from. So that really wasn't the most important part. The most important part to me was talking to all the coaches and figuring out what was my best fit and how they seen I was going to fit into the team. On your other question with Snacks and
Jaquez Evans.
Yeah, we didn't. I mean, we talked a little bit. It wasn't no real relationship, but I'm more than sure that once we get into the team and we build that relationship, we're gonna be great for him.
I heard you had a great personality. You can tell just on the 15 minutes we've had you on the show. Elinus Noel III, coming in from Texas Southern, defensive lineman, will be playing at Baylor and arriving at some point in the next month or so, depending on the schedule with that. Elinus, thanks for your time. What do you get to do now? Do you get to you're going to go home and have some nice meal? What's next for you? Finish up at Texas Southern. What's the next month for you like?
Oh, so this next week I'll be taking my last exam at Texas Southern, and I'll be moving out. But next step is grinding, getting to work, getting right for this upcoming season. That's what's most important to me right now. Is bringing helping this team bring a championship to Waco, Texas.
All right.
So we getting to work.
Thank you for your time, Elinus Noel III from Texas Southern. Nicholls State, played at Houma at John Curtis High School, one of the great names in high school football around the country, with 28 state championships in a very competitive state where they have high level of football. Speaking of